The human mind is incredibly complex. The longer it stays attached to a particular idea, the more that idea becomes part of one's beliefs, making it difficult to change or abandon. That's why we call them beliefs. Adam Grant begins with these questions for you. If you believe you have knowledge, or even a basic understanding, please answer the following questions. First question: why did English become the official language of the United States? Second question: what was Walt Disney's job before he created Mickey Mouse? Third question: during which space mission was the Great Wall of China first seen from space? And finally, the fourth question: how does eating sweets affect children's behavior? If you think you know or have an answer, feel free to share your responses in the comments, and I'll share the answers in this video. Welcome to Growth Galore channel. The idea behind this channel is to provide book explanations in English. As you may have noticed, the text is written in both English and German, and you can activate the subtitles to view it in other languages. If you'd like to listen to the video in additional languages, feel free to request that through the channel. In 1949, a man named Alfred Gross came up with an innovative idea: the pager, a communication device used to receive messages. The device began to spread widely in the 1950s and 1960s, becoming a part of people's lives. But Gross didn't stop there. He began thinking about how to improve the pager to make it more useful. He wondered, why not make the pager send and receive messages instead of just receiving them? And why not add a keyboard that allows users to send messages using just 2 fingers, making it faster and easier? These innovative ideas led him to rethink the pager, which eventually resulted in the invention of the first BlackBerry device. This simple idea transformed into a product that changed the world and made BlackBerry a pioneer in the smartphone industry at that time. This shows us the power of rethinking old ideas and developing them to achieve the best possible results. In his book, Adam Grant points out that the person you should model your thinking after is the scientist. A scientist builds convictions based on evidence and experimental proof. If an idea holds up under evidence, they adopt it, and if proven wrong, they simply let it go without attachment. This is the mindset we should adopt when rethinking. Most of the time, we don't possess the mindset of a scientist who relies on evidence. When you hold on to an idea in your life, you should ask yourself, why am I holding on to this idea? Do I have real evidence to support its validity? If there isn't strong evidence, it's time to rethink. If someone comes to you and tells you your idea is wrong, listen to them and ask for the evidence that proves it. Be willing to test that evidence in reality. If their idea is supported by solid proof, don't hesitate to abandon your incorrect idea and adopt the new one. The message here is clear. The ideas we often cling to may not be useful in our daily lives, whether they relate to your job, marriage, friendships, or even personal goals. If you notice things aren't going as they should, it's time to rethink. The book guides us to understand that the ideas we believed were right in the past may no longer be valid in the present. Therefore, we must adopt a flexible mindset, one that is evidence-based and open to change. Scientists, in their thinking, prefer humility over pride, and they prioritize doubt and questioning over fixed certainty. Adam Grant comments on ignorance, explaining that what irritates him the most is when people claim to know something, yet they actually don't. In such cases, Grant notes that many of us tend to offer an answer or a guess, rather than simply admitting we don't know. This is exactly what Grant aims to highlight after posing those questions at the beginning of his talk. He expresses his deep frustration with this issue, to the point where he wrote an entire book to address it. After posing the questions, he hopes everyone will either try to answer or admit their lack of knowledge. Then he provides the answers. First, the United States does not have an officially recognized language. Second, Walt Disney did not draw Mickey Mouse himself. Third, contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall of China cannot be seen from space. And finally, the effect of sweets on children's behavior is actually minimal or even non-existent. Grant explains that the problem lies in believing we know something when, in fact, we have only a superficial understanding. He refers to the idea that having a little bit of information is actually more dangerous than complete ignorance. This is what he calls Mount Stupid. Grant points out that the relationship between confidence and knowledge is complex. Initially, when knowledge is zero, confidence is also zero. But as we gain surface-level knowledge, confidence skyrockets, which causes a problem. The educated person who realizes this must lower their confidence to match their humility, allowing for deeper learning. The goal is for knowledge to slightly surpass confidence, but not by much. Grant elaborates on this dynamic further in the book, noting that people with high knowledge but low confidence can be wrong, just as those with little knowledge but excessive confidence can be wrong. The ideal solution, from his perspective, is for knowledge to be just above confidence, allowing room for growth, learning, and development, while maintaining a healthy level of self-assurance. Grant also questions why some people refuse to learn new information, even when it's completely accurate. The reason, he explains, is that they lack the joy of being wrong, a concept he illustrates through a humorous story about one of his personal experiences. Grant shares a story about a lecture he was giving on his latest research, which focused on people's behavior in work environments. He categorized them into three groups: givers, who consistently help others; takers, who mostly focus on their own interests; and matchers, who balance giving and taking. The research aimed to study the productivity of these individuals in fields like sales and engineering. Among the audience that day was Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize-winning psychologist. As Adam presented his findings and conclusions, he noticed that Kahneman's face lit up with a bright smile and his eyes widened in astonishment. Kahneman was impressed and enthusiastically said, "That's wonderful. I was wrong." Grant was completely taken aback by this. Grant explains that most of us tend to immediately reject any study or research that contradicts our personal beliefs. But in Kahneman's case, he was delighted to discover he was wrong. Curious to understand more, Grant started a conversation with him and asked, "How do you maintain such a mindset and enjoy finding out that you were wrong?" Kahneman's response carried a profound lesson. "I will never let my beliefs become part of my identity." What often happens is that we tie our beliefs to our personal identity, so when someone questions those beliefs, it feels like a personal attack. When we are told that our beliefs are wrong, it generates a feeling that our identity is being attacked. But Kahneman sees things differently. His beliefs are separate from his identity, so when someone tells him his beliefs are wrong, he doesn't feel insulted. Instead, he simply asks, "Why are they wrong? What's the evidence? Where did I go wrong?" And when he realizes his mistake, he finds joy in it and celebrates, because his identity thrives on correcting false beliefs. Grant emphasizes this point, stating that we should always differentiate between our beliefs and our identity. Our identity should be shaped by ethical values and principles like honesty, loyalty, generosity, and kindness, rather than by beliefs that may change over time as we gain more knowledge. Grant concludes by highlighting that the skill of rethinking is one of the most crucial abilities we all need to cultivate. Every one of us should constantly learn to reconsider our ideas and beliefs. And if you think I'm wrong in saying that, well, I'll be happy to rethink. And with that, the video comes to an end, as does Adam Grant's brilliant book. I hope you subscribe to the channel to stay updated with new content. Thank you for listening attentively, and thank you for your invaluable time.